All right, well, hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Fitbit focus group. Thank you everyone for joining, we really appreciate it. So I just wanted to start by going around and just introduce yourself. So can you give me your name, age, major, and then even if you don't, I just like a rough description of like if you work out or do anything physical throughout the week. Starting over here.
Okay, I'm Vanessa. My major is cinema and television of arts. I'm 22, and I don't really like exercise. I just like on a regular basis, just whenever like I feel like it.
I'm Marissa. I'm 20. I'm a cinema and television arts major, and I try to work out once a week with my busy schedule, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
I'm Bryn. I'm 23. I'm a communications major and a sociology minor. And I'm an athlete here on campus, so I work out every day.
And I realized I didn't introduce myself. So hi, I'm Lex. I'm 20. I'm a comm major, CTV minor, and I do dance twice a week. So that's what I do.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm 24, and I'm a comm major with an emphasis in entertainment and tourism. And I work out more recently, so like 3 times a week.
Hi, I'm Bryce. I'm a third-year public admin major. I'm 21. I try to take like a jog or a run. Every once in a while.
I'm Jared. I'm 20. I'm a poli-sci major, and I don't really work out.
All right, thanks everyone. So let's just start with what do you know about Fitbit as a brand or of its products? Just anything you know about the company.
Is this to anybody?
Anyone. Go for it.
I mean, it's pretty much just like a, it's like a, I mean, it goes around your wrist for the most part. Well, she's got one right. Thanks. I mean, it just kind of tracks your motion for the most part, right? When you're working out, steps, heart rate, beats per minute, I think, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Depending on the model you get. Mine doesn't have that one.
Oh, okay.
It also tracks your sleep, so it'll tell you how restless you are at nights. Apparently I'm very restless. And also, if you get the app, well, you have to get the app to be able to sync all your information, but then you can put the amount of calories you eat per day. It tells you how active you were in like little spurts, and if you work out, how long you worked out for, and then water intake.
Wonderful option. Anything else? You guys know?
You can set alarms on it too. I do that to help me wake up. So.
All the features for sure.
Does it wake you up? Mine doesn't wake me up.
It like vibrates.
A little bit. I'm just like,
yes. Mine vibrates and it wakes me up. So.
You know, whatever works, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, just so we have a couple. How many people actually own a Fitbit? We have 1, 2. Perfect. That's fine. And then, does anyone here own like a competitive product? So like, I have an Apple Watch here. Is there anything else that tracks?
I have an Apple Watch here.
Apple Watch as well? Okay. So starting with people that own a Fitbit, I know you kind of already talked about it, like what do you use it for, like on a general basis? You kind of talked about alarms and everything. Is there anything specific that you use it for?
For me, just counting my steps and everything, making sure I get, at least the 10,000 steps a day.
Right.
Yeah, I like the steps, a lot of it. Also my heart rate, that's a big thing for me because my heart rate can go up easily. And then also like waking me up and like, yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. And then for my Apple Watch, do you guys use it for the same purpose, or do you just use it as a watch, or how do you use yours?
I like checking the weather on it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Setting my options on it. I guess it's kind of, it's already right there for me because I can just click on it and I can check my heart rate, which is kind of cool. I mean, as long as it's not 0.
Right. Yeah, that'd be good.
But it's kind of annoying sometimes, like when you're in class and your phone rings, you can feel it buzzing, and then it starts ringing on your watch.
Okay.
Kind of sucks, but it's kind of cool. I mean, about it, I guess.
I really only use mine for like the exercise portion of it. So
Okay.
like I'll track my workouts, like how many calories I burn per workout, depending on what kind of workout I'm doing. Yeah, that's really all I use it for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for everyone, do you guys use it every day, or like you said, just when you just do the fitness stuff?
Yeah, just
Just
fitness.
stuff? And then you use it every day for the
Yeah, I
there's
use
a lot
mine
of
every
stuff.
day. I
Okay.
like only take it off to shower on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Do you guys think that Fitbit is a relevant product right now, or do you think it's more is that the most popular one of its kind, or what other competitors do you guys see?
I mean, I think Apple Watch seems to be like the top one right now. Probably Fitbit's under that. I haven't really heard of any others, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I think so too. I think a lot of that comes from the advertising of it too.
Mm.
Like Apple does a way better job, I think, of advertising their products than Fitbit does.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, because I've been actually looking for a different sports band.
Okay.
And because I was thinking of the Fitbit Ionic, I think it's called.
Okay.
It's the newest one. But it's $300 for less than you would get for like an Apple Watch, or I'm getting, since I have a Samsung phone, I'm getting their sports gear watch, I think it's called.
Okay.
Which basically is the Apple Watch but for the Samsung version.
Okay.
And it's also waterproof
Nice.
and cheaper.
For
So
sure.
I don't think Fitbit's very competitive right now in that market. Like, it's still a really good product,
Right.
but like screen resolution, everything is kind of a generation back
Yeah.
in where we are right now.
Okay. All right. Well, then going off of that, do you guys see Fitbit as more of like an expensive product or more affordable?
I don't
That's
even know
a-
how much a Fitbit costs,
Okay.
if I'm being honest.
No, that's fine.
I mean, I definitely know that it's less than an Apple Watch.
Okay.
I think you see it as like cheaper, but like, I don't know. I think the Apple Watch seems sleeker and something that more people would want because it's more relevant than Fitbit. Fitbit seems kind of like old or outdated now.
Mm.
And I think also like it's the marketing part of it, like you said,
Mhm.
like it's more like Apple Watch is more advertised than like Fitbit. Like I didn't really know about Fitbit. I just knew like Apple Watch more.
Is Fitbit just Fitbit? Do they have anything else besides the wrist thing?
I think they're mainly just the.
I
fitness
think they're
ones.
just the fitness ones, but they have like bigger ones with like a bigger screen that looks more like an Apple Watch. And then they have like the smaller one like I have, and like they have like 4 different ones, I think. So
Yeah, because you can get like I think if you want something just cheap, you can get their like lowest one, which is just basically looks like a rubber band around your wrist. It doesn't tell the time or anything, but it tracks your steps.
Okay.
Um,
So it does something.
yeah, so it does something. So if you want something simple, if you're not really like looking for information about your workouts or anything, like if you're not an athlete or something, I think it's a good product. So I think Fitbit definitely has a name somewhere.
Okay.
If you're beginning to work out
Right.
and you don't want all the like apps and everything of
Right.
any other watch.
All the features.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you guys mentioned like advertisements. So where, if at all, do you see Fitbit advertisements?
I don't.
You don't. Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen like a Fitbit commercial.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think so either.
Okay.
I think I saw maybe one commercial, but I honestly don't,
Okay.
don't know.
Recent.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, because like when we were doing when I did the research for this one, they were kind of talking about advertising. Some of them on social media, some of them are traditional. But even myself, I haven't really seen any. So, alright. So do you think it would be more effective? Where do you see like people that own a Fitbit, or like just people that you know? Do you see more people that are older or younger? Like what kind of people do you see or like think of when you think of owning a Fitbit?
My aunt owns a Fitbit,
Okay.
so she's old.
Yeah. I feel like it's a pretty wide range because like you guys obviously are
Yeah.
young, like you guys have them, and I know people even younger who have them, but like my mom had one,
Right.
so it's I think it ranges
Okay.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's also just a look kind of thing. I mean, it could be anybody. It could be somebody who doesn't work out. Somebody who does work out.
Right.
I mean, it's the appeal. It's the makes people believe that you are trying, I guess you can say.
Okay.
I think that's true. Like with any of the sports fans, sometimes you just wear it because you're like, oh, maybe it'll make me work out, or like,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
I'll,
Any
like
of
people
those
will think I'm
products.
working out because I'm wearing this. Like sometimes I wear it. And I'm
This
like,
thing
oh, I
isn't
didn't
getting me
do
to work
anything
out.
today.
So.
Like an image thing more
Yeah,
than.
yeah, definitely.
I've also never seen any guys wear Fitbits.
Okay.
I've only I know I bought this one because I liked how small it was
Mhm.
compared to an average watch.
Right.
So that's why I was like, I can kind of forget it's on my wrist completely.
Okay.
But I work at a gym. I'm in the daycare section though, so I see like all the moms come in and all the dads, and a lot of the moms have them, or the Apple Watch primarily.
Got it.
But I've never seen a guy like
All right. Can anyone, does anyone agree with that? I haven't seen anything different.
I mean, I don't think I've been paying that close attention.
For sure.
Yeah. To like if guys are wearing them or if just girls are wearing them or anything. So I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Conversation starters at work. That's why it's like, oh, you've got this. How
Yeah.
is that feature?
Yeah.
And then you kind of said like an image thing, but do you think like a Fitbit's like necessary to achieve fitness goals, or like people are just using it just to use it?
I don't think it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool to have. Like,
Yeah, because like back then, people didn't need them.
Yeah.
Right. And they were
Yeah.
Now it's just like a new advancement in technology to help you out, I
Just
guess.
kind of a cool way to track
Yeah.
it instead of like writing it down or
Yeah.
whatever.
Especially since, I mean, people were probably more fit back then, I would say.
Mhm.
I mean, because I mean, isn't the obesity rate growing at like 60% of Americans are obese, aren't they?
Yeah, Americans.
Or adults. I mean, I don't trust an obese adult wearing a Fitbit saying, "Hey, this thing really works."
Right. So based on like what you guys said about the advertisement, do you think that Fitbit is increasing in sales or decreasing as time has gone by since it first like debuted in the market?
I would say decreasing.
Decreasing?
Yeah.
How long has it been on the market for?
Roughly 6 years.
Yeah.
I remember when they were like more relevant, but like the way I see it, I feel like Apple is taking over.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely
Like,
feel that way
yeah.
too, yeah. And I even know that like my roommate had a Fitbit and then she got an Apple Watch and now she never uses her Fitbit. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Got it.
I'm giving this one to my sister.
Okay, you're giving it away too. Do you guys have any, like if you were to talk to Fitbit, do you have any suggestions about like how to better attract customers? Like what would make you want to buy a Fitbit or a similar product?
I think that they just need to like honestly make something more similar to an Apple Watch.
Okay.
Like where they can be more competitive. It doesn't have to have everything the same, but it's hard to compete when it's like Fitbit's here and Apple Watch is like up here with what it can
Right.
do.
Right.
You know?
Maybe like figuring out a way to like sync your apps like the Apple Watch
Yeah.
does. Like, cause that's something that like the Fitbit doesn't have. Like, I can see my text messages
Mhm.
and like it'll vibrate when someone's calling me and it'll say like their name.
Okay.
But other than that, like, I have to use the Fitbit app for everything else. So
Okay.
like if there was a way to like sync my other apps
Okay.
and like see those on here, that may be a way that they are more competitive.
Okay.
I think so, more so just expanding from like a digital platform. I mean, they are in the fitness business.
Right.
I mean, why not expand into, I don't know, like fitness equipment almost in a
Right.
way. Like make it like a modern, I don't know, modern weights. What does that even mean? I don't know. But like expand their horizons a little bit. Go outside of, I mean, obviously they're not going to compete with Apple. I mean, compete with like, you know, different, I guess you can say, fitness equipment companies. I don't know any, but
Mhm.
I don't know.
Like Nike or
Like
something.
Nike or something like that, exactly. Like Nike, New Balance.
Mhm.
You'd probably start making shoes if they wanted to. Fitbit shoes.
Track it as you walk.
Better
Yeah,
track-
exactly.
To better track your
There
steps.
you go,
That's
yeah.
a
I
really
think I'm
good
gonna pitch
idea.
that idea
Yeah.
right now.
You guys should talk to Fitbit
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, because one of the most
my
frustrating
idea.
thing with the lower models, if you don't get the highest model they have, is
Mhm.
that I was on one of the spin bikes and it didn't track anything.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and so I was just like, so that's one of the reasons why I was looking to get a different watch, and I was
Mhm.
thinking at first Fitbit,
Okay.
but they're also too high a price for a waterproof watch.
Got it.
So it's, do I want to spend $300 or do I want to spend just $250 and get more stuff with it?
Right, right.
So, and also, they don't have like like LED screens, I guess, isn't really a priority for some
Right.
people, but it looks nicer.
looks nice, yeah.
If it looks more like, just a watch
Right.
instead of just this giant,
Yeah, aesthetics can hurt, so.
yeah.
Okay. Do you think like endorsements with celebrities would make you want to buy the product as well?
Depends on who it is.
For sure.
I don't know if that, like, for me personally, I don't know if that would change my mind because I already own an Apple Watch.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't think somebody promoting it would really change my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think if it was like one of those tech companies that like, or fitness companies even that like put two watches side by side
Mm.
and clearly like Fitbit was better than the other one, that would
Okay.
be more than say a celebrity endorsement.
Right.
So.
Are there any celebrities that you guys can think of that might like kind of make you think of buying a Fitbit or a similar product?
Like, personally for us, or somebody who
Yeah.
we think would do it.
Either or.
I could see like, well, not personally for me, but I could see like a LeBron or something like that doing
Okay.
it.
So an athlete.
I wouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
An athlete.
Yeah. Or
I
like
wouldn't
a
buy it, but,
Michael
you know.
Phelps.
Right,
yeah.
For me, I mean, I'm a track athlete, so any track athlete
Okay.
doing it. I think that would make it more relatable.
Right.
Not necessarily that I buy it, but
Yeah.
shows more like the use you can get out of it.
Credibility.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyone else come to mind?
I'd probably buy one if like Matthew McConaughey was wearing
Okay. Big
it.
fan. Alright. So we kind of glossed over it as we were talking, but why do you think that people choose Fitbit over their competitors such as the Apple Watch?
I don't think people do.
I agree. The opposite. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like if I asked like 10 people, that they would say they would rather have an Apple Watch.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Maybe budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably is the biggest thing. Or like if they feel like they won't use those other features and they just want like the steps and the heart rate and
Right.
stuff. So
But even then, I think doesn't Apple
Yeah.
have like on my phone like there's a health app so that
Yeah.
tracks
Yeah.
anyway.
I could see it like as an introduction into something, like maybe they're not sure if they're gonna use it, so they get like
Yeah.
the cheapest Fitbit, just to see like if they'll use it daily.
Mhm. I think though definitely now because, smartwatches from both Samsung and Apple are becoming like a big priority for them to be able to do everything. It's kind of like, do you want to limit yourself and pay like, a little bit less now, or do you want to just have the potential of having all this stuff
Right.
for relatively like a little bit more, but you
Right.
get more.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Okay. Do you guys know of any other competitors that does not include the Apple Watch?
I mean, she said Samsung,
Mhm.
so but I didn't even know they had one.
Okay.
I don't know any others. I don't either.
I know, just because I literally just did research trying to find a new watch.
Right.
It's
Appreciate
not, it's
that.
not just information I have on hand.
Right.
Kate Spade has their own line, but it's more just,
Okay.
more just
For
like kind of
fashion.
like, yeah, for fashion. And I was looking for something waterproof, and then Fossil has one that's
Mm.
waterproof.
Okay.
So,
I think what's it called? Doesn't Harman, what's it called? Harman Garden? The GPS?
I mean, I don't know what
Travel watch.
Don't use that.
I think they have one, but I don't know if it's just for GPS. But it's a watch. I would imagine. I mean, if you're wearing a GPS in your watch, there's something wrong with you probably. But I would imagine it probably tracks like your steps and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want someone tracking me. Like, isn't that what that one watch got in trouble with like the Marine Corps? They were finding out like where the bases were because the soldiers were walking around the bases, and so it was like national security.
Well, do you guys see like them tracking all of your activity as a violation of privacy in any way or security?
I don't.
I mean, obviously it's a. I don't want to get into like civil liberties. It's gonna take this in a different turn. Well, it is technically, but not personally. I don't think it is.
Okay. So would you guys say that you're like, you don't mind that they're tracking all these activities as you go about your day?
I mean, it is a little like worrying that they're like looking at all of our stuff.
Right.
Like why?
Yeah.
Why do they need to?
Like, what do they do
Like,
with the information?
what do they do
Yeah.
with that information? Is it just used for advertising? Because I'm like, okay, whatever. But like, what is it being used for?
Right.
Because I think we give up some of that, right, when we like do track our, like, if we go on a run and then it'll tell us after where we ran. They probably store that information, I'm imagining.
Right.
I mean, I'd hope not, but look.
Right.
At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. So I think if it's that feature where it's like when you, okay, I want to track it now
Mhm.
to see how far I went, that's
Right.
fine.
Sure.
If it was all the time,
Right.
not that, you know, I go any place bad,
Right.
any of this really, but
Yeah.
it's still just weird.
Mhm.
I mean, we can even track where our friends are at. I mean,
This
you
is
know,
true.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
It tells me if somebody's driving in a car.
Right, right. I know.
Not good. Not good.
So would you guys like want Fitbit or other companies to like post like how they use the information like on their website? And if so, would you actually check it though? Like read it on like
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, maybe like a one-time, like, oh, they do this, okay, cool.
right, like
I don't
when you
think
buy
anybody would
anything.
really do anything about it, though.
Mm.
I don't know if that's stopping people from buying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, you kind of agree to it once you buy like the
Yeah.
product.
Yeah, the terms.
Yeah, you're
That's
agreeing
yeah,
with
that's
them,
nobody
tracking.
reads.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like if you don't want that, then you just get a regular watch.
That's true. Do you think that partnerships within like businesses will generate profit? So like, do you think Fitbit should collaborate with other companies? Do you
Yeah,
think that would
Apple.
benefit them? Bring the technology together. Okay.
I mean, there's not that many different competitors out there for something like this. I mean, it's really only two. if you
They should
look.
probably just like sell to Apple. Just
Yeah.
sell out,
Okay.
let them buy them. I feel like that's the only way they're going somewhere. But
I don't really know. I'm trying to picture who they would like collab with to like make something work, and nothing really comes to mind, so I don't know necessarily.
Well, your idea about like the shoes, do you think if they collaborated with like a shoe line or like clothing line, do you think that would like
I
help
think
them?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Nike.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That would probably
Yeah,
skyrocket.
it would have to be like a.
But that
big
wouldn't
name.
work though because this is a Nike Apple Watch, so
Okay.
they screwed themselves on that one.
Got it.
So
or like advertise at the CrossFit games or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Go into
Yeah.
something like new that.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I feel like CrossFit people would like that.
So up the advertising definitely.
Yeah.
Or like a like an energy drink.
Okay.
Not an
Which is-
energy drink, but like a Sobe or something like that.
Mhm.
I think would work.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe not.
So for you, that again, do you have the Fitbit or other product? Are you involved? Like I was kind of researching about like the communities that you guys have with Fitbit, like where you can like interact with the other people that are doing the thing. Do you guys use any of that?
No.
I don't. I've clicked in there just to like see what it is,
Okay.
but I don't know. I just don't really have time.
Right, right.
It kind of doesn't make, like, you go in there, like, 'cause I've looked like once and
Mhm.
you just see names and then like how many steps and it's,
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah, okay.
The one thing I did like though is that they do like, you can do your own personal challenges.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, this many steps to go on this hike to Yosemite. So it's
Okay.
like you're trying to like match that
Okay.
within, you know, how many steps you take, however many days.
Right.
So I like all of the personal things it
Okay.
does. Like when you reach 1,000 steps, it's all like little fireworks and stuff,
Okay.
and it's, you know,
Okay.
it's that small little like, yay!
Okay.
I
Little
did it!
motivation, like,
Exactly.
bomb.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Also, like the challenges like feature, if you want to, you can like see what other challenges like people are doing in your area. So like you can go to that same place and like do that challenge and
Mhm.
like. I think that's pretty cool.
And if you had time, would you?
If I had
do-
time, I would do it,
You would,
but I
okay.
don't.
Yeah.
I think how their layout is it's really nice and really simple.
Okay.
I think they just need to, it really comes to like marketing,
Mhm.
like we've all talked about, that they really need to focus on because
Okay.
I really like their system.
Sure.
It's just they don't have enough that I need
Right.
to like take it to the next level.
Okay.
So, but like just for people starting out, working
Mhm.
out, wanting a little something,
Right.
or just to see what their day-to-day steps are like,
Mhm.
I think it's a great
Yeah.
product.
I mean, for me, like, I don't really need anything other than this. So,
Okay.
like, yeah, it would be nice to, like, have my apps on here, but,
Right.
like, I can just pull out my phone
Sure.
for that.
Mhm.
Like, it's got to, like, everything that, like, I would need to see, I can see quickly on here.
Okay.
And, like, I don't really need anything else. So, for me, it's, like enough.
Mhm.
So.
do you like that they have the option of joining those kind of communities though, or like people, or like just the idea of it? Do you guys
Yeah.
see that as like a beneficial thing to people?
I think that'd be a great marketing tool. You can probably, I mean, you can market just spouting ideas, but like, you have like a system, like a hierarchy of like, you know, competing wise. You can market with like Xbox or something like that.
Okay.
Make like a Wii Sports kind of thing with it if you wanted to.
Okay. In terms of just like health apps and stuff, and like how it tracks everything, and you said the sleep, do you think it motivates you to be have that healthier lifestyle, or it's just kind of like making you aware of it, or like how do you feel about it lifestyle wise?
I think it helps. I mean, I'm not a personal Fitbit owner,
Sure.
but when I wear my watch, I feel like I try harder
Okay.
because I'm like, oh, I want to reach this, and like, you know how you can compete with other people, how you were talking on the Fitbit,
Right.
you can do that on the Apple Watch too.
Okay.
And so I have like some of my teammates on it, and
Sure.
I would like try to like burn more calories than them and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like a competitive thing for me, anyways, for me
Right.
personally. So yeah, I think it does.
So it can motivate you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's motivating.
Yeah. I think just like having it and being aware and like wanting to work out hard, so it like does say like, oh, great job, like
Mhm.
you worked out for this long and you burned this many calories.
Mhm.
Like that's motivational.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know that's why I've been working out more, because I like having all of it, you know, do the fireworks and everything, and just having that like instant gratification of like, you did it, you completed this. And then when I don't do it on those days, like, I don't know if it's just mental, but it's like, I feel worse today. I need to do
Okay.
better next day. So.
Okay. Well, it sounds like the product's doing pretty good. So what do you all think that like Fitbit's goal is, or like their objective when they market to their market consumers?
Make money.
Exactly.
Sure. Fair.
I think that, I don't know if it, because I have never really seen any like advertising for it and stuff, but I think that their goal should be to show that they are competitive with Apple.
Okay.
Like, show that they do have, like, it, like a lot of the stuff you said, I didn't even know that a Fitbit had all that.
Okay.
And so it's like, they need to show like, oh, it does this, it does this,
Mm.
it does this. Like, we actually are competitive with an Apple Watch, like, in certain ways.
Right.
So I think they need to like show that more.
Okay. Any other potential goals you guys can think of for Fitbit?
No, I think that's like
I think that's
perfect.
probably it, yeah.
Because like all of them have the, you know, we want to help you get fit and all that stuff, and
Right.
that's great. But now it's come to a point where you have to be like, we're better than these people for this reason and this reason.
Got it.
So they need to definitely start. We have all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
So a common thing I'm getting is that their advertising is not great. Has a friend ever like recommended Fitbit to you, like, or?
Yeah, that's kind of how I got the idea to get mine. My
Okay,
best friend
direct
got
away.
one.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, that's so cool that like your text messages pop up on it. Plus you have that like that added feature of like all the fit stuff, and
Mhm.
then it's cheaper than an Apple Watch. So.
Okay. So you think, in terms of cost, then that the Fitbit's like worth your like investing in?
Yeah.
Yeah. I recommended mine, I guess, to my boyfriend's mom by just telling her only about the sleep tracking.
Okay.
She's like, done. Like,
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what that does, because I just see it and I'm like, oh, all right, I slept either well, or all right, this is why I'm so tired.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a big thing for someone.
Sure. For those that don't own a Fitbit, are you more likely to buy it after, like, if you were to see more of the advertisements and everything, do you think you'd be more likely to buy it?
No.
Probably not, because Apple Watches still look cooler.
Okay.
Fitbit, yeah.
No, because I don't know, it's just personal, like it doesn't draw my attention, like to keep track of my like exercise.
Right.
Yeah, wouldn't buy it.
Like your activity. You don't
Yeah,
think
like I'll just keep it like to myself. I don't need anything like to help me like keep track of it, I guess.
Okay. So, for my Fitbit owners again, you guys, you said you kind of use the personal stuff, so you do use the online profile to like set goals and like see your progression and everything?
Yeah, I do. I set goals for my steps and
Okay.
like how many days I want to work out that week
Okay.
and like how much sleep I want to get.
Okay.
I can set a goal for that too. Like I want to get 8 hours this week, and then it'll tell me if I've reached that goal.
Okay.
So.
It just kind of stays at the level it was preset at for me.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, all right, let's see where we're at.
Yeah. Do you always have your Apple Watch and or Fitbit like at all times, or have you gone like periods without it?
I haven't used mine in like a month.
Okay.
So I definitely go through phases where it's just like, oh, I was charging it and I just forgot to put it back on, and then it just sits around and like, oh crap, I haven't worn it.
Okay.
So definitely periods of time.
Okay.
I wear mine. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
Okay, I wear mine all the time. I
Okay.
mean, like I said earlier, like I take it off to shower and like to charge it if it needs to be charged, but that's it. I like always wear it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was to say I wear mine all the time. It's mainly like a daily watch.
Mm.
The battery on it's really good too.
Okay.
It lasts like
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay.
Mine lasts like a week.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking like
Really, it's not that good.
I was talking like a day maybe.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah, that's-
another appeal of
Okay.
Fitbit for
It's
sure.
true.
Okay.
Yeah, it like the battery does not drain quickly
Okay.
at all. So.
Okay, I didn't know that. So yeah, what do you guys like most about it then, other than battery life? What else? What else is good? What are the pros?
It's super light.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
like that. I like don't even notice I'm wearing it most of the time. So.
Okay.
I think, yeah, like, okay, I said I wouldn't buy it, but like, I would go, instead of like Apple Watch, I think I would get this one because it's more I like simple things, and
Okay.
it looks like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
It's
the other one
small.
looks bigger, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
no.
I have really
Yeah.
small wrists too, so like that was a plus for me, like
Okay.
with how small it is.
Sure. Do you guys like the aesthetic of the Fitbit versus the Apple Watch, or do you think they can improve that?
I mean, I think the screen could be a little bit better.
Mhm.
Like it's sometimes like if I'm out in the sun, it's like hard to see.
Okay.
So it's not like really bright enough, but
I have a feature where the watch isn't on unless I tap it, but sometimes I'm like tapping and
Hmm.
just like, all right, I know you're charged.
Right.
So sometimes the screen itself just is a little finicky with the touch activation.
Okay.
But then I'll be at work and little kids will just be like going on. I'm
Oh,
like, how
okay.
are you doing this?
They know how to
I'm
do
just
it.
a little more aggressive with it.
I was gonna say,
You
yeah,
can't
they're
just,
just like
you can't just like tap it.
Yeah.
You have to be like, yeah. But I have it so like when I turn my wrist,
Yeah,
like it turns on.
I tried to, and it like, it's like 50-50.
It seems to work most of the time for me. So.
Well, that's good.
Do you guys think you'll see Fitbit 10 years from now?
No.
Probably not. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, Fitbit.
Can you elaborate on why?
I think either they're gonna have to like expand to be more like the Apple Watch,
Mhm.
or they're gonna die out.
Mm.
And I think the Apple Watch is probably gonna have staying power.
Okay.
So.
I think they need to like pair up with some sort of phone company.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where, you know, all of them now, like, you know, you go into a store to get a
Right.
phone, it's like, you want our watch to go with it? It's
Okay.
like, what?
like a package kind of deal? kind of
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
So, because it's already done, they've been doing that with headphones and everything, and so
Right.
now it's just going to the watches,
Okay.
especially with how big Apple Watch was.
Sure.
So I think 10 years down the line, you know,
Yeah.
unless they're advertising to maybe people that work with their hands a lot, like teachers or
Mm.
nurses,
Okay.
or just need something smaller, like they
Right.
need to really just push to, you know, figure out what their demographic is, because I don't think it's everyone anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, 10 years from now, I mean, probably won't even need Apple Watches anymore. I It's probably
yeah,
gonna be something
probably.
else.
There's probably gonna
I-
be something else.
Yeah.
More.
Right,
Or like
right.
put a chip in your arm
Or-
or something. Like, follow you around.
Right on.
They do that with
Other
like,
games
with
that,
like money now, right? So where like you just have the chip and like you
The
put it up
chip
to the
and you-
machine, yeah.
Or like it has like a hologram thing that comes out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this. Okay, this is kind of what happened. Do you remember what? Do you just any of you watch like Hannah Montana where she had like the hologram
Yeah.
phone? Like I was
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
That's probably gonna be it.
Yeah, there you go,
Yeah.
Or like it's not gonna be phones anymore. It's just gonna be like a watch.
Oh,
Is where
okay.
I would think it would go.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
Okay.
Because I mean, this was the future 60 years from here,
Sure.
or from back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of mentioned demographics. So like, who do you guys see? Who do you guys think that like Fitbit markets to? Like, who is their demographic?
People trying to work
People
out.
trying to work
who
out.
can't.
Yeah. Counting their steps. Maybe people who like because they're taking a lot of steps. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely active people, I think.
Active.
Yeah.
Or people who want to be active.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a certain age that more people are?
Maybe younger kids because they're on a budget.
You think
That's the only
younger?
reason I would think like
Okay.
that. But
Because some of you mentioned like you see like the moms and stuff. Do you think it maybe skews that way or?
I think it does.
Yeah, skews older.
Yeah, I think the like cheaper ones
Mhm.
go for the people who just want to start working out,
Okay.
and then there are more expensive ones because like the Ionic has like little virtual workout like trainer on it
Got it.
that'll do like reps of something you have to copy.
Right.
So that one's for the more like experienced, but I don't think it's necessarily for a younger demographic.
Okay.
I think it's just for people who want to like start working out.
Right.
I think it's more so middle-aged. 'Cause I
Okay.
think it's mainly for just walking, right? Really? I mean,
I
that's.
mean, it tracks your exercise too, so.
I guess. I don't know. I don't have one.
I mean, and
Um,
to like identify the kind of like exercise I do, it would be like aerobic workout or walk or
Oh, it has like
run
categories.
or yeah.
Okay.
So
And then
somehow sense it. I don't know how, but it
technology.
does.
And then we kind of said earlier, you think it is female leaning for the marketing
I
purposes?
could see that, especially
Yeah.
like the smaller ones. Like I
Mhm.
have, like because women typically have
Mm.
smaller wrists, so
Okay.
like.
Okay, that could be a reason. And then do you think other factors such as maybe like level of education has to do with anything with the marketing? On like who uses it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think
Okay.
I can't really.
Any other factors do you think that are very popular with
I think your income.
income?
Like how much you
Yeah.
make.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't.
Because it is a statement.
Right.
I mean, you are trying to make
Yeah.
a statement with what you're wearing.
Right.
I mean, that's with everything, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it depends where you live too. Like we're in Southern California where it's like everyone's into like fitness and like we're all worried about how many steps we're taking where
Okay.
I don't know, I
Yeah.
feel like Kentucky and Alabama isn't as much.
So definitely like a geographic location.
Yeah,
would be a
just like
factor.
yeah, region.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, because it goes like exactly what you said with the fitness trends.
Yeah.
Fitness trends are huge here,
Mm.
because you have everything that's like
Right.
readily like,
Mhm.
oh, do you have this? No, I have this.
Mm.
What about this?
Mhm.
Whereas other places, like I don't know, just.
Do you think that Fitbit would work in, like, because we're mainly talking about America, but do you think it works other places where, like, the climate's different, or, like, just going off of, like, the regional geographic kind of location?
Probably.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think it's the same here, though. I mean, it's a complete like Apple takeover because
Mm.
it's so universal. It's
Right.
everywhere. I mean, they probably don't. I mean, I'm sure they have Fitbits over there because it's on the market. But
Right.
this is it. I mean,
All right.
Apple is. I mean, is
Mhm.
king.
Yep.
Scary.
So the people that like have their device every day, do you think that like if you went with a period, I know you said you use it in intervals, but like if you went like without it for a long time, do you think it would like you would notice or like it would affect your life?
It doesn't affect my life.
Mm.
I mean,
No.
it might affect like it really doesn't, but like how hard I work, like
Okay.
sometimes like depending on what I'm doing, like if
Right.
I'm trying to do like a really hard running workout where I'm
Mm.
trying to burn so many calories, whatever,
Right.
I probably won't work as hard if I don't have my watch on.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know if that helps.
Yeah,
That
no,
makes
that's great.
sense.
I don't know. I mean, I lived without it before I
Right.
had it, so I could probably live without it again. But
Okay.
like, I don't know. I really like it, so.
I mean, I paid a lot of money for it, so if I lost it, I'd be pretty upset.
Sure. Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's when I see like, you know, I've only burned this many calories
Mhm.
as opposed to, you know, not having it and just being like, oh, I'm tired, all right, we're done.
Right.
It's definitely, it makes a difference just kind of seeing the numbers
Mhm.
and also to see it later on
Okay.
when you can look back and be like, okay, this is the progress I've been making.
Mhm.
Sometimes, you know, I like having that information.
Sure.
But so I guess, yeah, it kind of does make a difference just because I'm
Okay.
more aware of what I'm doing.
Yeah. So it definitely has some sort of effect on like your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys follow Fitbit on any social media?
Oh, yeah, Twitter, Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah, I love all their posts.
Okay. Yeah, because they don't really have the traditional advertising from what I'm getting from you guys, like no TV, no newspaper or anything. So have you seen it on social media? Like, you know how like Instagram has like those ads
like
or
the
anything?
ads. I don't think I have. No,
Okay.
I haven't.
Okay.
I think even if they went to like YouTube,
Mhm.
that would be a good start just to be able to showcase what their watch does.
Sure, like more presence, definitely.
Yeah.
You could do like tutorials and stuff.
Or even like those paid ads
Mhm.
that have before videos.
Yeah.
It could be 5 seconds. Still
That's true.
advertisement.
Yeah, they still be in your mind.
Yeah.
Like now that people skip it so they can actually look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just short enough, but like long enough for them to
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, and also like there's a lot of like fitness people on YouTube
That's
who do
true.
like fitness videos, so
Mhm.
maybe they could like be like sponsorships or whatever.
Okay, yeah, for sure. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because at this rate right now, I don't really see how like Instagram would do anything for it
Right.
necessarily. I mean, they could. I don't know, but I think having the little clips or sponsorships would be good.
Alright. Do you guys have more of a positive or a negative, like as an overall image of Fitbit as a company and as a product? Like how do you guys feel about it?
I think it's positive. I don't think there's anything negative. Like
Okay.
it's just
It's
it
not
has a
hurting
big
anyone.
competitor. That's
Yeah,
just the only
that's
thing
the
that
only
comes
thing.
to
Yeah,
mind.
I haven't heard anything bad about it, and I
Yeah.
haven't had any bad experiences or anything. So.
Sure.
Like it's not burning in flames or you know like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay. You good?
I haven't heard anything about it.
That's
probably
okay.
the
That's
problem
that's
too,
relevant
yeah.
too. Okay.
I think maybe when they first started off, it was great. I mean, because this wasn't out yet.
Right.
Now it's like obsolete in a way. It's
It's extreme.
is that extreme?
Making it
Obsolete?
sound like it's a rotary phone. It's still trash, dude.
Absolutely.
Not comparing it to like a dinosaur. But I mean, I've never seen an app.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people are glued to the screen, so people are gonna read it. People are gonna find a newspaper, maybe like 60 years ago that would work, but
Mm.
I'm just
how
saying.
many people read the
I'm
newspaper?
just saying.
now?
Just saying.
We kind of mentioned, so the Apple Watch is definitely more of the pricier product on like in this market, right, for this type of product. Do you think, I mean, if Fitbit's already the cheaper one, do you think that adjusting their price would be impactful on their sales?
I don't know how much a Fitbit costs. So does anybody want to like disclaim that?
I don't know.
If you guys have dinner. 100?
It's
Okay.
100.
Yeah, it starts at
I
100.
was like, I think it's like around that.
And then the most expensive one they just came out with is 300.
Okay.
That one, I think, they need to lower that one's
Lower that
price.
one, okay.
Because, like, waterproof is becoming just kind of, like, a thing.
Mhm.
Slowly, but, like, you know, it's either do I want to pay more for this or just a little bit more or
Right.
less, depending on if it's Apple or
Yeah.
for me, Samsung, so.
So price adjustment could work in their favor.
I think for their two like really higher up ones, I think it could make a difference for sure.
Yeah, if one's $100, that's a good deal. I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
those ones are perfectly fine with it. Cause like this one doesn't have the heart rate monitor, and it was like 125. I think, you know, for my price, it was perfect. So.
Alright. So you guys said you've heard very minimal to none of the advertising. No negative rumors or anything.
No.
Okay.
I think it's the fact that it's not really hearing anything. That's
Right.
the
Yeah, definitely an issue.
good or bad.
Do you guys want to show them the images now, or do you want to wait a little? How are we doing on time?
We're at 45 minutes.
Okay. Do you want to do the images?
Yeah.
Okay. So next we're going to be showing you about 4 images, and then they're going to ask you a couple questions on how you feel about the image.
So I just set it here. Can everyone see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So who do you think the advertiser is?
Lance Armstrong.
These are all they're random images.
Track.
Okay. I'm not going to disclose the information. I just want to see your thoughts about it.
Yeah, I would say, what's it, Livestrong? Is that Lance Armstrong's company? But I feel like he's not relevant anymore, so it's probably not.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe
a
some
Roy
kind
company.
of sportswear company, or even like a shoe company, like a Nike or something like
Like
that.
a sports drink or something like that.
Okay.
Could be any of it, I think.
Okay. Cool. So now I'm going to show you a different one.
I'm pretty sure that's for Fitbit. It looks like that. But it could be for Apple Watch because of the lettering's kind of like the
Yeah,
The
that looks
Apple.
like Apple to me.
It looks
looks
cooler, so I feel like it's Apple.
Yeah. It looks like a circle though, not a square.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
So-
the typical Apple. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but it doesn't because
Yeah.
both Fitbit and Apple have like more square, I think. So. But yeah, the lettering is
It's
definitely
very
Apple.
Apple, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Before we go on to the next one, so you guys are definitely noticing in terms of marketing, Apple definitely knows their brand. Like you guys can recognize the
tell their
font,
letters.
exactly the style. Okay.
That seems like it'd be like a Fitbit. kind of
That's
thing.
Fitbit because like the shoe marks on the feet marks are the same as like the foot marks on my Fitbit.
I'm gonna guess Fitbit then.
Yeah.
She knows.
I don't know. I wouldn't have
know.
known that.
A lot of the like lettering looks like the stuff like on my app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the one time I saw an advertisement for Fitbit. I think that's what it's from.
What do you guys focus on when you guys look at the images? Like what parts of the advertisement are you looking at?
I looked at what the guy was wearing,
Yeah.
the shoes and
The
his
shoes.
clothes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then also it says like in big letters like 690 space so.
Actually, I looked at the stuff around him. So like the bar on the side,
Okay.
the like circle for where his footprint is,
Okay.
and then the calories, I think, or no, not calories, whatever the thing on the side is that it's showing.
Okay.
Just because it looks kind of more like high-tech future.
Sure.
We want to make you the best you can be.
Right. Is that the first thing you think of? So you said you looked at the outfit first, right?
Yeah.
And then you looked at the like features that are around it.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else? Like what's the first thing that you guys like see?
Well, if they're trying to make it look futuristic, I thought the other ad for Apple looked more like stylish, futuristic.
He looks like he's like on a wasteland or something.
Yeah, and it looks like they tried to make it futuristic by like photoshopping in like boxes of numbers.
Okay.
Like, oh yay, future. But nothing too great.
Can you go back to the other two? I just want to go like what the first thing to think of. So going back to this one, what's the first thing that you guys noticed?
He's going in like a spaceship with his outfit. Like he looks
I
like.
look at his clothes every time because
Yeah.
I want to
Well,
see if
I
there's
looked at-
branding on it.
Okay.
In this case I looked at like the band because it's like the brightest color.
Okay.
so like the rest of what he's wearing is gray, but his band is like blue, so that's
Okay.
what like drew my eye
And then I went from the band to the
like
letters.
the words. Yeah.
Okay.
I looked at the shirt first for this one, and then to the band, and then to the letters.
I'm still looking at the shirt.
Still
It's
looking at the
pretty
shirt.
cool, actually.
It's weird, but
Like I wanted to see what he was looking at, so like that directed me there. And then like the style, like what is that? Yeah, the words.
And then the first one.
I mean, I just looked at the guy on the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the helmet, I guess, first, but nothing kind of jumps.
So nothing special about this one.
No.
No.
Not
It's kind of
really.
bland. It's like a Cialis commercial or something.
Alright, you can go next. Last.
It's probably an Apple Watch commercial.
where's he at?
I have no idea. He's on a bench.
He's got that big bag next to him.
Yeah.
He looks like he's at Union Station. I'm not getting what the athleticism is here, but
It's late for
Well,
his
it's
train.
more
I
like
think
the
that's like a
watch
lifestyle
part. Yeah, this
part
is
of
the
it.
lifestyle part.
It's more
yeah.
business.
Business, like he's looking at his watch to make sure he's on time, kind of thing.
I think it's a Fitbit commercial though, because I feel Apple has like a little more edgier style they go
Yeah.
for, and this one's kind of trying to show you your day to day.
I want to say it's for like a regular watch.
It could be.
It could be. That band looks too big.
I have no idea.
So do you think it's a Fitbit, or like who do you think is the advertiser?
I think it's Fitbit.
You think it's a Fitbit?
Fitbit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
I have
really
no
sure,
idea.
but could just be for regular.
I don't know what
watch.
I would have to like.
All Fitbit. Really?
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
That's probably why they're not selling anything.
There's no consistency in any of it.
I'm surprised because the lettering in that one. That
It
said
did look like
inside,
Apple.
It looks like apples.
In terms of functionality, so you guys mentioned like a lot of different features for it. Do you think that they could add on to that, or they're good where they are, or like just in terms of functionality? Thoughts?
The one thing I think is like figuring out how to get your apps on it.
Mm.
Like maybe pairing up with like Apple or Samsung. But they probably wouldn't pair up with Apple because Apple has their own thing. But like one of the other companies and like I don't know Motorola or something. I don't know, and get like them to like partner with them so that they can get apps on.
Sure.
I think they can just like work still on their like cheaper products,
Mhm.
like to make sure that when I'm doing one exercise or the other,
Mhm.
it tracks it properly.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like it does well for the most part, but
Sure.
like why not make it the best
Right.
if you're going cheaper
Mhm.
anyways.
Right.
I think they need to market definitely towards those
Okay.
products because they're more like higher tech ones.
Okay.
It's like just get a different, just get your phone watched by that point.
Right, yeah. So in terms of functionality, definitely like the accuracy maybe of like the tracking.
Yeah,
better.
just at their cheaper products, making them as good as they can. Like having this be waterproof would
Right.
be amazing.
Okay.
So.
Waterproof is a big thing right now. Going to so the tracking with the what was I gonna say? Because you said with the shoe, like you think, who was the one that was like were you on like a machine? It wasn't tracking, or
Oh,
did a
that was
spin.
my
that was you?
spin,
Okay.
yeah.
Spin, and it wasn't working. Okay.
No. When I started swinging my arms back and forth, then it
Then-
worked, and
oh,
I'm like,
okay.
nah, I just feel dumb.
Got it, okay.
And Apple does that.
Really?
Yeah, they have different workouts where you can pick what you're doing. You can say I'm swimming, like I'm
Okay.
doing a spin class, I'm doing like whatever.
That's kind of
Okay.
the thing that
Yeah.
I've been wishing I could have.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, even if I'm just like doing squats or something, like it doesn't track that. It
Yeah.
doesn't
Okay.
think that I worked out at all. So like,
Oh, does it track your heart rate then when it's
Yeah.
doing that stuff though?
it does track my heart rate,
Right,
but
okay.
but it doesn't say like, oh, you worked out for this long.
Okay.
Like it does when I do other things.
Apple has like a specific like workout mode. Like
Okay.
you start your workout, you end your workout.
Okay.
Like, as opposed, I don't know if it's like that for you
Yeah,
guys, but you're just
no,
it
it's
kind of
not.
sounds
It
like it
just,
just
like-
goes through your motion like all day.
The
Right?
first,
Yeah.
the first model, because I got when they first came out with Fitbit, I
Mhm.
got one of the first ones.
Mhm.
And you could press, because it did have a button on it. This one doesn't have a button
Mm.
anymore, but you could press when to start your workout.
Okay.
And so then I would just press start,
Sure.
and then I would stop.
Okay.
And then they took it out for this one. It's
Ah.
like, don't worry, we'll figure it out. It's like,
Oh.
no, you
You
don't.
did it, yeah.
So,
I think they were trying to make it so like, oh, if you forgot to press the button, then.
yeah, which
But yeah, it doesn't always work that way.
Okay. And you said, so for Apple, you can definitely set it and it will. So like if you do a spin
Yeah.
class, it will track it.
Mhm.
Okay. Very cool.
yeah.
And then going on with that, a couple other questions. What do you guys think is Fitbit's greatest strength?
Simpleness.
I think that the fact that they were first in the market
Yes.
for
Yeah.
Apple.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So do you guys like equate? Because like you know how when people think like, oh, I have an iPad, but it's not really an iPad, it's a tablet.
Mhm.
So do you think it's kind of the same thing with Fitbit, where you just kind of refer to the company's name rather than like what the product is? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I feel like so. I mean, I'll say it's a Fitbit.
Right.
I mean, I won't say it's an Apple Watch because it's obviously not.
Right.
Do you mean like you would say, oh, I have a Fitbit, or like which model of the Fitbit you have? Is that what you mean?
Kind of just like
A wearable.
a wearable is what the product is called. But you wouldn't refer to it as like, oh, do you have like that wearable? Or like, do you like, oh, do you have like that Fitbit kind
You
of
would
thing?
yeah,
say-
yeah,
yeah.
I would say Fitbit.
Yeah.
Definitely would say Fitbit.
That's the first thing
Yeah.
that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Because they do have like cheaper ones you can get like
Mm.
at Target. I was looking and they had like they have a bunch of different types of sport watch now, and I'm just like, all right, and I just walked back
Yeah.
because I don't know any of those, and I feel like Fitbit's kind of like already starting to kind of be there. But I
Right.
feel for the most part when you say Fitbit, everyone
They
knows
know
what
what
you're
you're talking
talking
about.
about.
Okay. So they have that sort of thing. you think?
Yes,
Okay.
I got that much.
Okay. Any other strengths for the company and or the product?
The price and size of the watch itself.
Alright. And then we'll just end any weaknesses. Do you guys? Well, we kind of definitely mentioned the advertising, but is there anything else?
Yeah. I think that it doesn't do everything that an Apple Watch does.
Yeah.
Like for
It's limited.
better detail.
I mean, it does come in handy when I'm driving
Mhm.
and my phone rings. I mean, you just go straight to this.
Sure.
I mean, sounds not very good, but still.
Okay.
It still.
It still works.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're almost done. You still have weaknesses. Okay. Oh, where do you guys think of? Okay, when you think of buying a Fitbit, where do you think of going?
Target.
Target.
Yeah, that's weird. Target.
Yeah.
Target.
Yeah. Also, they have them at Macy's. If anyone
Macy's?
knows
So just Target, Macy's.
Macy's.
Amazon.
Online.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my mom got mine through like Verizon because she works for Verizon, so she gets a discount.
Okay.
So.
Do you think, so if you were thinking about buying a Fitbit or like another version of it, do you think you would buy it in person, or do you think or online would be fine? What do you guys lean toward?
In person.
In person.
They need stores. They need like a small little shop. See how it does. If it fails, it fails.
Okay.
If it doesn't, then
Because they
I can
have
see
a
that.
lot of
Yeah.
little band accessories.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get my band accessories, I got them all from Amazon.
Okay.
I could just get them a lot cheaper
Okay.
than the official like licensed products. Those are expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure. Same with, like, any phone thing, I think. So you said like having stores. So like, do you think if they had like a Fitbit store, like they do like an Apple or a Verizon store, or like maybe even like a little kiosk in the mall? Do you think that would help
Yeah.
them?
Yeah, more like
think
a
a
kiosk.
kiosk
would Yeah.
Kiosk would be a better like starting point for them.
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, because now they're having like vending machines for those like sunglasses that like have little GoPros on them. and,
Okay.
like,
Oh, like the
people are-
Snapchat glasses.
Yeah, and so
Nice.
like I think if they had something like that for Fitbit,
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Okay. And you said accessories. Do you think they should maybe try and market on that, maybe just for aesthetic purposes, or like? for-
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
just cheaper.
Alright, and then any other final advice on what you could give to Fitbit if they were to improve their product / make themselves more known?
I think putting their advertising more out there, because obviously like they did have some, we just don't see it, so
Right.
Yeah.
like putting it on social media or YouTube or even just like more commercials.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I see Apple commercials all the time.
Yeah.
This is true. Any other thoughts? All right, I think we're good. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. We really appreciate it.